Well, I recently acquired this Mercury 3.9 on Facebook Marketplace. And this is the second time I've bought a boat motor where the guy's like, oh yeah, it's all good, but it isn't. I paid pretty decent money for it. It's supposed to be a good runner and everything, but it doesn't run good. And I'm having all sorts of problems with the water pump. And the guy had tried to put a new impeller in there and bent everything up, trying to get the lower unit back on. Anyway, it's alright. We'll go through this thing and see if we can get it working. So we're going to have to pull off this lower unit. I've already done this once, but I still don't think my water pump's working real good. I think it might actually be the connection from the pump to the tube. So right there, where you got that screen, you take that nut off, and then right down here, there's a nut. We'll take that off and get this lower unit pulled off. It's pretty easy. Okay, so I got the little 1/2-inch nut back here loosened up, and now I'm taking that off. We got this one down here is a 9/16 nut. Loosen that up as much as we can. We might have to start lifting the lower unit off. Now mine went together pretty hard because there was actually quite a bit of corrosion built up in the shifter shaft. I don't know why. Must not had a O-ring seal on it for a long time. I mean, this motor's old, so who knows what happened to it, but I'm just going to take this block of wood here and try to, it's coming up. Now we can loosen this a little more. There it goes. Oh, this little screen comes off for the water pickup. Put that off to the side. There we are. If you look in here, yeah, messed up that seal in there. So I wasn't getting a good seal, therefore wasn't sending water up that tube. So we're looking at the water pump housing, 7/16. This one might come out. Yeah, this one here's coming out with the stud, which is, I guess, fine. That one there came out with the stud. Probably stay in there on yours. And there lies your impeller. Take the seal off the end of the input shaft. Also, you got this little metal piece here that's separate from the housing. It's like a washer. We'll figure that out when we go to put it back together. So now we'll pull the impeller out. Okay, now what I've done is I've marked a white line lined up with the keyway on the input shaft, and I've put a white mark on the fin here where the slot is, so I know where everything's got to be for it to be lined up in order to slide this back on. I should be able to line up my white marks. Should help me out. I did get to slide in. You can see the way the fingers are bending as I turn it, the way it's meant to be turned with the engine. That's how I believe it's supposed to go, with all the fins kind of curved back like this. That's what only makes sense to me. Also, I used some soap to spray in there to lubricate it. I'm putting the old impeller back in because it looks like it was good, and the guy said he just changed it. But in the past, when I've done this, I've actually packed this whole area with just like straight dish soap to help lubricate it, because what I had to do was when you get your marks lined up that you made, you actually start here. You kind of have to twist it in to get all the fingers to bend down to fit in the hole. So you have to kind of push and twist like that. And then as you're clocking it in, it slides in and hits that key. It's kind of a big pain. It's a lot easier doing the Evinrude way the shaft is designed on those. But anyway, got that little guy in there. Now we need to put this back on. So let me see if I remember. There's a little hook right here, and that is what this right here slides into. They make it so if you line them slots up, you can't put it on backwards. Okay, so that goes like that. And then we need to put our housing back on, and you see it has a slot right here. That goes into that metal plate as well. Slide that back on. Make sure our slots are aligned on that for that plate. Now we just put our nut back here, and this one has the stud still on it, so it goes back here. Kind of go back and forth a little bit, maybe. I always like to try to tighten things down evenly. It served me well. I don't know how tight to get these, so I'm going to just go pretty tight, but not real tight. That's good. Now we're getting to the fun part. And this is where I didn't get it right last time. So on that tube that's down inside the rest of this engine here, there's a rubber hose around it. This right here, 5/16 rubber hose. So I slid that off the tube and I stuck it in here. It fits perfectly in here. This is where the output for the water pump is. Now it has a rubber seal in here that on mine was actually pushed down and folded over because I didn't have that tube lined up right. That's why my pump wasn't working good. So I pulled the seal out of there, I checked it out, it wasn't torn or anything, so I'm going to reuse it. And I'm thinking that the purpose of this 5/16 rubber hose is we can get the copper tube started in here, and it should guide it perfectly through that seal. All it is a 2-inch long piece of 5/16. Also, it's been my technique to grease everywhere there's a spinning shaft on a seal. So down here, I also put grease on the input shaft, and that's the shifter shaft. And then you got don't forget to put your little rubber O-ring back on here. So grease, O-rings, put some grease down here. Now we're going to go ahead and try to put this back in here. Okay, yep, got that going. Okay, so I had to back up and reset. I actually put it in forward gear, and I shifted the lower unit, I turned the shaft into forward gear. You can see the splines have a flat spot, and the flat spot should be pointing towards the input shaft if it's in forward. Now, if you look through there, I don't know if you can see or not, but yeah, there's a shaft right there. It's like right where my finger is. You can move that around a little bit with a screwdriver, and you have to get it You can see there's where the little hole that it comes through down there. It needs to be about centered with that. And you have to kind of jiggle that around to get it to mate up with the splines for the lower unit. And that's what I always struggle with. Anyway, I got it together. You can see that shaft in there turn if I wiggle this ever so slightly, so I know it's hooked up. If you can do that. Also, like if your splines for your input shaft doesn't want to go down, you can give the ripcord a small little pull out to turn the engine a little bit. Okay, so now everything's matched up, everything's turning. I know the splines for that shifter were pretty corroded, so it doesn't want to go back together super easily. I might have to tap it down a little bit, but hopefully everything's going to be lined up better this time and the water pump will work better. Well, there you have it. Seems like I'm getting quite a bit more water trickling out of that telltale. I still don't know if it's enough, but I do believe that we have everything down here hooked up properly now. So now I just have to figure out that it has this weird carburetor on it that I think is causing me the running problem. I can't get it to run for more than 10 or 15 seconds, so that's going to be my next challenge. That's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one.